Hi, Matt with eTrailer, and today we're going to be talking about the Yakima OutPost HD truck bed rack on the 2023 Jeep Gladiator. This is going to be a great option if you really want to utilize all the space within your bed and then some more. You can put up some roof boxes or baskets or even a tent up top, just so if you don't want to reach over your roof to kind of pull anything off. So it'll be a great option if you want to go overlanding as well. This is a pretty heavy-duty rack. It's actually constructed from aluminum, but it's still going to have the ability to withstand 500 pounds on-road and 300 pounds off-road. Our HD crossbars are going to be 68 inches, and that's going to fit really nicely on the Gladiator because it's pretty flush with the vehicle. With this being an HD crossbar, that just means it can withstand a lot of weight, and you can still clamp a lot of items on here. Now, if you don't want to use any clamp-on items or you can't, we actually have this weather strip that protects our T-channel, just so if you want to place anything on the T-channel instead of clamping. That weather strip's also going to help reduce wind noise and prevent any water from getting in there and rusting your HD bar. And at the very end, you're going to have this hook-on point, so you can strap down or hook on any additional items. For our legs, they're going to be fixed 13 inches above your truck bed rails. And on the interior, you're going to notice we have this anchor point, just so if you want to tie down any additional items. Below that, we're going to have this bottle opener here, just so if you want to enjoy a cold one after a long day. We're also going to have it mounted onto this base. And this base is going to be our locking base. That's just going to give it additional security so no one can remove your towers from your vehicle. Additionally, looking at the side of our towers, we're going to have these two holes here, and that's just going to accommodate any sidebars. So if we want to hook on additional items, we have that ability. We have had people have issues with installing the bases before, just because they might run into some obstacles underneath the bed rails, or they had a bed liner in here that kind of stopped them or prevented them. With the Gladiator today though, we really didn't run into any issues, so that's going to be nice to help accommodate for a lot of different crossbar spreads. Now, if you'd like to see that process, or if you run into any issues, just stay tuned and we'll show you how to do that now. To start off, you're going to want to set out all your supplies. So you're going to have your legs, your bases. One's going to be a locking base, the other one's not going to be a locking base. Your HD crossbar, and your hardware for the kit. You're also going to have 3 tools, and a lock core, and 2 keys. I'm going to start with our crossbar. I'm going to flip it over, making sure that bottom side is facing up. You can tell because you can see these numbers here, and this screw in here. I'm going to take my 4mm Allen key and just unscrew that. And once it's unscrewed, I'm just going to flip it over so that the screw can fall out. Put that to the side and take off our end cap. That'll allow me access to this T-channel where I can slide these 2 plates in. And once they're slid in, I can put my end cap back on and screw this back in. And there you have it. We have our locking base on our passenger side. We're just going to alternate that with the front side, which is going to have the locking base on the driver's side. Now, we already measured out how far apart our bases should be, but you might want to measure out how far yours is going to be, just depending on what you want to accommodate for your crossbar spread and for what you have underneath this rail. But first, I'm going to take one of our square washers. I'm just going to set it in this channel here, and I'm going to push our bolt through that. Taking one of our clamps here, I'm just going to make sure this rubber coated part goes underneath here and just screw this into the clamp. I just want to get it enough to where it holds this up, and then I can put on the other side too. Now I'm just going to take our 10mm Allen key and tighten it down the rest of the way. I like to keep a hand on the bottom clamp just so it doesn't rotate and kind of become skewed. Tighten this side down too. And once you've tightened this down all the way, then you can repeat that same thing on the other side with your non-locking base. Now we can move on to our legs. The legs are really easy install. Now you might have to loosen this bolt up front just so you can fit the leg in. And when you're fitting the leg in, you want to make sure the leg is mirrored with the front one. So you're going to want it to look like an L facing this way and an L facing this way. And now when I put it in, I like to kind of angle it some so it can scoop underneath this lip. Once it's attached and flush with it, I can take my 4mm Allen key and tighten it after I hand tighten it. And then once you've tightened this all the way down, you can do the same thing on the other side. You will need your 6mm Allen key instead. Next up is setting your crossbar down, and we're going to have ours with the bottom facing up, just so I can use this ruler up top and make sure both sides are even. And once you have both sides even, you can flip it around, just trying to keep it in place. And with our bolts and washers, we're going to screw that in. Now there's a trick to trying to line up these plates that are in this track. You can slide one down and slide this bolt through the hole. I had to push up some, and then when you slide that plate through, that bolt should catch on. And once you've connected that, you can just kind of screw your screw in. Once it's hand tightened, you can repeat the process with your other bolt. I like to just get my Allen key, place my bolt on it, and place it through there. It should already be lined up since the first bolt is in the plate. And after twisting it a little bit, it should be tightened. You can repeat the same process on the other side. Once you have everything in place, you can do a shake test, make sure everything is secured. Everything is secured, so now go on to the last step, which is putting on our lock core. And if you turn it around, we're going to see it has a little hole here. All you have to do is line it up with this, and once you line it up, it'll click into place and be locked on there. And you have your 2 additional keys that you can use to unlock them. Overall, I think this is going to be a great option if you're really looking to utilize a lot of your bed space. It's also a really easy install, so you won't really run into too many issues there. And it looks really sleek. It's that black powder coating really makes it fit nicely on the Gladiator. Now, if you want something that's going to raise higher and that's not a fixed height, we also do have the Yakima Overhaul, which allows you to raise it up and use it as a ladder rack. But if you liked everything you saw today, this was the Yakima OutPost HD truck bed rack on the 2023 Jeep Gladiator.